Hello, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name's David Joel. I'm President of the Hampshire Chamber of Commerce, and we're just going to spend a few minutes talking about perhaps some handy hints and tips and things we can do to help you through the current challenges we're all facing. Our business is facing perhaps unprecedented challenges as a result of COVID-19. The government have described the current crisis as a war, and it's a war against an invisible enemy. We as the Chamber are here hopefully to get you into your battle rhythm to try and deal with not just the crisis itself, but the inevitable business fallout that's going to come with it. Businesses are just trying to get over the initial shock of the disruption to the business. And now we're over that shock, we have to try and work our way through it. Survival is going to be about cash flow. So as businesses, and I also run my own small business as well as being part of the Chamber, we're focusing heavily on cash. If you're not doing cash flow forecasts, then start doing them. If you don't know how to do them, then contact your accountants. Your accountants can help. If you're still struggling, then we at the Chamber will do our best to at least help you template how you might do cash flow. So cash is your lifeblood. That's the thing that's going to get you through this. So most of what we're going to talk about in this brief session is going to be ways of trying to mitigate your cash issues. A lot of us have been considering home working. In fact, the Chamber is on its crisis footing at the moment, and we have a skeleton staff in at Fareham, but we are mostly home working. Home working is essential to try and minimise the spread of the virus. But please, as leaders of your business, don't lose sight of the fact that home working means that. It means working at home. This is not eyes off, hands off stuff. So if you're using home workers, then contact with them is fundamental. We're all social animals. The moment we go remote, then we need enhanced psychological and physical and emotional support. A lot of your home workers are going to be quite concerned about what their future is. So I'm urging you really as leaders, owners, managers of your business to engage with your home workers. Now I know that's going to be difficult to do that face to face for real, but fortunately technology can help us. If you've got large teams working from home, then you might want to consider setting up Zoom accounts. If you've got smaller teams, then we could use Microsoft Teams. That helps you with groups of up to 4. We can do Skype, of course, which is great for one-to-one. And you can always do good old-fashioned phone calls, but what we're trying to do is not check up on our staff, but make sure they know that they're supported, they're valued, and understand their issues. If you've got people that have self-isolated because they're ill, then remember they are ill. Okay, they are not going to be delivering output for you. We have a duty of care to those people, even though they're remote. So don't hassle them for output, but by all means, care calls to see how they're doing. So what are the Chamber doing? Well, as I'm sure you're aware, there's been a lot of information coming out from government, and some of it quite complex, some of it not very specific. What the Chamber is attempting to do is trying to cut through the tsunami of data and trying to give you some clarity on what we can do. I make no apologies for us focusing primarily on the cash piece. As we said earlier, cash is what's going to keep our businesses alive as we go forward. So the sorts of things that government's been talking about already are government grants for businesses in rateable properties. As we understand it today, that's going to come via local authorities. A few local authorities in the region have already started to outline how that might happen, but it's unlikely we're going to get any real movement on that until the end of this month. However, we're keeping a watching brief on that, and we'll try and help you engage with your own local authorities to make sure that you get access to those grants. For those of you that are paying business rates, for smaller businesses, they should have been suspended. If not, check. Drive the importance of the message back to your local authorities. If you've got any problems with that, then contact us, your Chamber, and we will do our best to lobby. For those of you that have workers that have fallen victim to the virus and are actually too ill to work, of course they have access to statutory sick pay. Again, if any of you are having trouble engaging with that, contact us at the Chamber. We'll do our best to help you. We don't know all the answers. I'll just stress that up front. This is an emerging situation, but we'll do our best to support you. As we were saying earlier, cash flow for the business is fundamental. Amongst the other things that you could consider is, for those of you in rented properties, then please start contacting your landlords. Don't surprise them with not paying. They have their issues as well. See if we can negotiate rent reductions or rent holidays. We're all in business, and we have customers. Your customers are going to be struggling as well, but we still have to prioritise debt collection. Look at the prime drivers in your cash flow and see if we can get those debtors in as quickly as we can, or at least some portion if your customers are struggling. And the other side of that equation, of course, is to look at our costs. Basically, we need to do a review. Look at your costs, cut anything that is non-essential, things like those magazine subscriptions that just drip on month, those activities that we just renew without thinking. If you're using contractors, you might want to just review that position, and I'm not suggesting we go ahead and cut staff. You're going to need those once we start to recover. The Chamber is here to help you. We're not the experts, but we have connections, we have access to information, and we're here to support you. We often describe ourselves as the Chamber of Solutions. If ever we need a solution, now's the time. We're here to help provide those. So we will exercise our network, our contact base, our voice into government, but it is our chamber. So you as members will be having experiences, good and bad, on how to get access to information, money, data. So if I can ask you please not to hold back, and I urge you to share experiences, good and bad. If you've got questions, if there's things you need solving, please share those with us as well. Your point of contact at the Chamber is Ben Applin. He won't answer every question, okay? Please don't expect Ben to be an expert, but he will marshal the questions and information and try and make sure we get responses as quickly as we can. So on that note, just wish you good luck and stay healthy.